But here's why I stand and probably will have to do more pushback on some stuff. Like he will say this is not 1922, this is 2022. The major difference between those 2 years is we talking about 100 years of progress of a state of mind of how people move, transition to another state of mind of how people move. Because if we can think about the 1920s, well, we'll think about uh, the quote unquote birth of, or the quote unquote growing rise of Jim Crow as well as Black Wall Street.
Hmm.
And at that time, black folks were trying to really, at that time, black folks were really trying to get their stuff up, and they were getting their stuff up. The problem was white folks at the time was so super jealous that they didn't want to be like, excuse me, sir, how did y'all manage to do this after being in somebody's plantation? They like, nah, we don't like this at all. They like, old boy from Belly. Oh, I'm gonna drop a dime on that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? So based upon that, so the thing of it is now is that everything that he said as far as her records and her career and the things she had done, like giving out light sentences to criminals that deserve what the book said. And if the book said that particular crime that that person commit deserve a maximum of this, and she's not giving that, that's a concern.
Hmm.
Um, However, we don't live in a society that's concerned about what the laws say. We don't. We care. We're living in a society that only care about emotions and color and culture.
Hmm.
That's it. So for the fact that, oh, let me do a little bit more dig on this. This is nothing more than what Biden is doing.
Hmm.
He basically is doing everything he can to stay politically relevant as possible, because quite frankly we keep seeing him not 100% with us, not just us as black people but us as American citizens. um, and I will bring it up. The whole point of him saying, if you don't know who to vote for, if you haven't decided the difference between the two, you ain't black.
Hmm.
Get that Biden smile. That was, to me, that was enough to let it be known. I don't want. I'm not gonna vote for this dude. And I know there was a lot of backlashes for that. But the major one for me is when he bring out Kamala Harris as a vice president, his running mate. I'm like, oh yeah, he's definitely not. He definitely don't want to be president, because people want to it's like people want to ignore the fact that this woman has a record that would make someone like Biden happy as a mug. She was a DA in California. She put a lot of black dudes in jail, whether they deserve it or not. And one of her most favorite famous cases, when a dude that was innocent but he was on death row, she was going to ignore that, all the new evidence that would make this man go free, a black man. But she didn't care. She wanted this man to get that juice in so he can go night night.
Hmm.
But yet we deal as black people, and I've probably said as many times, and I probably need to say it a little bit more. We need to stop being excited about the next best thing with black skin,
Hmm.
because that doesn't mean that they're been more work, they're more beneficial, because they're not beneficial for us. If we ain't learned nothing from Barack Obama, President Barack Obama, is that we don't need to just fall back every time we put in a vote and that person won.
Yeah, like the whole Obama thing, like the fact that he made a law where everybody has to get health benefits or get fined. I that didn't sit well with me, because what about homeless people on the street? They can't afford that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Good point. And so since Biden's been president, we have seen him pick a particular pattern. It's not like he's just picking out a black woman who is quote unquote qualified. He's picking a particular black woman to fit a particular um, 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 a particular stereotype. Many people will always say, "Well, I'm tired of seeing all slave movies, and we don't need them anymore." I'm like, nope. We need give us all the history that we need to know. Give us all the details we need to know about our history, because let's face it, to America, slavery is our chapter one. When that's not true, it's not true at all. But at the same time, we need to pay attention to every detail that they give us, because in case folks don't know, in slavery time, black women was running the house. Ooh, nobody did. Nobody did. Did I say that out loud? Why you think the whole mammy comes from? Why you think the whole the whole idea of a black woman in strong this that and third? It's not because Massa has a thing for black women. It was the fact, well, he did, but at the same time, it wasn't the number one case. It was the fact of power reverse. It was about control. It was about reverse control of authority in the black family. Think about it. Why else do we get um, the black mom, the black woman, taking full control of, as far as taking care of the house, taking care of the food, taking care of the children? Meanwhile, the guys, and hopefully I don't get blocked or penalized for this, but let's keep it a buck. Whenever the men get, especially the men that the black folks knew that was more strong in leadership and all that stuff, they end up getting buck break. That means they get sexually violated in front of the whole slave community. But we don't want to talk about that. So how is it that the man that quote unquote black folks voted for is doing that with someone like Kamala Harris and someone like Ketanji Brown? And it obvious that both of these women are married to white men. Like he could, like Biden, it's like not. It's like, understand. This ain't us trying to hate on them. This is not us even trying to discredit what they accomplished to a degree. To a degree, it's just the fact that it all makes sense. Now, I'm a guy that's into patterns, and being a music producer is like you have to be in. You got to understand patterns. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now, it kind of, in some shape or form, it makes sense why Biden will keep picking black women in power, position of powers, especially black women who are married to white men. Excuse me. And especially when their resume does not, I won't even say, it's not 100% well qualified to a degree. He's picking the particular black women and women of color whose resume says one thing but can be overlooked. Like there's a reason why Biden is choosing a black woman as opposed to a black man. But that's me. Now, the thing I want to get on, like he brought up the situation with her being in during the hearing. I'm going to speak on the actual hearing. Now, in some case or form, that whole thing of her avoiding to give criminals the sentences that they deserve, despite how she feels, she's supposed to stick to the book. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Just because you're a judge, you have to play by the rules. If you don't like the rule, go apply for the job that involves making and changing the rules. But the thing, that whole deal where she was asked, well, after she was asked about a certain situation, can you define the definition of a woman? Now, here's my thing as far as that. We have we have really have gone off to a dead end. Because how in the world we go from Sojourner Truth asking white women who was trying to form a feminist movement, am I not a woman? Because they didn't want to see black women in their organization. So we got to deal with the history of feminism, of the time where white women wanted to be looked up, be respected, but they didn't see their black counterparts as the same way. So now, how we go from "am I not a woman" to "I cannot define what a woman is" because I want to find content. When the truth of the matter is, it's not. How in the world we went from a fundamental question to now a complicated situation, due to the fact that yes, there. This is why I strongly believe that this is what you get when you ask for equality. Mm-hmm. This is what you get for asking for equality. You ask for equal opportunity and you get it. You know what else you also left behind is the door to be closed for that opportunity, because now a guy can come up and be like, I don't feel like I don't want to be a man anymore. Mm-hmm. So doctor, here's some money. Mm-hmm. Go get some silicone breasts. Mm-hmm. and a big old scissor to chop my stuff up. Mm-hmm. Make me a nice size pearly gates, and make it look like it's an actual real deal, like the women actually have it. Mm-hmm. And I live the rest of my life as a woman. So this is why you gotta be careful what you wish for, because the more you scream for equal opportunity, there's gonna be somebody else coming after you want an equal opportunity as well. Don't believe me? Ask the letter people, cause they getting theirs quicker than everybody that came before them. So the feminist movement, when they were all talking about we want to be equal pay with the men and equal this with the men and equal that as the men, there's some of y'all even taking it further that we should be paid higher than men. We should be working harder than men. We should be getting more results than the men does.
Yeah, that's funny because as far as equal pay. Mm-hmm. Now in sports that's definitely true. I'm not gonna knock that, but in the normal world where we work at, mm-hmm. I don't know about your job. When I first started, there's thousands of women get paid more than me. Let's be very clear. So that argument overall does not. It has no weight to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you gotta look at the math of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm just starting a job, and this woman's been here 10 years, yeah, guess what? You're making more than me. Mm-hmm. Now, if I catch up to you because of the cap and it hit that cap value, then we're equal. Mm. I'm just saying, like.
Analytical bomb. Boom.